Boyfriend belittled my self-published book and artistic aspirations. Now he's angry at me for standing up for myself and not taking his jokes. So I am F35 and he is M35 and we've known each other 10 years and dated too. He knows how much I like writing books. I self-published a kid's book last month and he's been really quiet about it. This past weekend at my family cookout my father mentioned the book and how proud he is of me, but BF walked inside saying he was grabbing our drinks. At the end of the day my parents offered me some money to go to a book convention and BF audibly scoffed. On the way home I asked what his deal was and he said that his job, he's a back-end software engineer, will provide for us and he will let me have my fun as a creative for now, but I eventually have to grow up. I laughed because I assumed he was joking. He of course was upset and told me my meaningless book was objectively illustrated poetry. I shut down and he then was upset I was acting mad, so I changed the subject. He continued to make my book a topic by jokingly saying my glorified illustrated poetry shows my middle child syndrome or that I must crave mediocre attention from people. I shrugged and replied, hey, if you think you're mediocre, okay. And moved on. He texted me the next morning saying I tore him down and was being a bully. Nad, he was kidding with me and he hasn't at all responded to me since. I am away on a planned work trip and now I'm overthinking it. Maybe, Ada? Oh, he's just soggy moldy baby carrot that didn't think I had dreams of my own or I would throw it away for him. Our mutual friends have told me that he had basically told them that I rubbed my success in his face and made him feel like a simp just following his GF around, being ignored when he has a successful business and has the higher paying job. He texted the day after his silent treatment that my not reaching out to him was a sign that I don't love him, and went on to say that I love my book more than I love him because I neglected him while working on it, and then I didn't praise him at the party as my biggest supporter. The rest of his paragraph's long text went on to talk about that he had this whole plan that he would marry me and we would be engaged this year, but then you started not listening to me to drop things and focus on us, our lives and the future by taking up hobbies, and that my therapist poisoned me against him. I was diagnosed with depression this year and therapy has helped a lot. It hurt because I felt immediately like all I do was just rubbish to him. How the fuck can you say that? I loved him so much because he was someone I thought I would be with forever. Guess not. I got angry and was texting him to ask what makes you think I don't love you? I'd do anything for you. And just as I hit send his new message popped up and it said you wrote your book and you got your party. I assume now that I can finally have my GF back, we can have a talk. I don't think you understand how I want our marriage to be, so I want to make things clear. But then he responded to my message, are you kidding me? If you're not going to prioritize me over a book no one but you cares about, why am I even staying with you? I can go find a woman supports her man and wants his career and dreams to be successful. So I said alright. Go find her. We clearly don't work. Best of luck. Him, wait, are you breaking up with me? Me, what do you want me to do? You've made it CL. Here I am not what you want anymore. Him, you can't just break up with me. Me, Chris, please. Him, you can't just make that decision for me. You can break us up like this. It's been 2 years, me 2 years in which one thing I wanted to do, one thing I was proud to have done, and you needed to shit on it. You've been so sour about it and I don't get it. So get your better woman. Him, but you can't just break up with me. We have to talk. He calls. I decline. Him, pick up. You are being ridiculous. He shows up at my door and the second I open it trying to push in, but I hadn't let the chain lock on. He was screaming at me. He said I can't break up with him. It's been 2 years. How do I think it will go for me to try dating again after passing the expiration date for children? That's when I asked him to leave or I would call the police. And he said he will never forgive me for this book as it's ruined me as a person, and for some reasons I said, Chris, take your mediocre stick out of you mediocre ass and be on your mediocre way. And called my parents to tell them what happened. My mom is over now plying me with a mixed drink and she's been making fun of the repeated you can't break up with me line, as he said many times in text and bunch in person. She said she was proud because I am usually quite passive and she didn't like him bulldozing over me, and when I asked her what she meant she brought up a lot of things I never really thought about. Chris would shoot me down a lot and I honestly thought I was compromising for our relationship, but it seemed to some that I was just letting him speak for me a lot. 2 years. It feels like a blip in a lifetime at the same time. It's hitting me that it's over and my mom is staying over with me. But I have many WTFs to deal with, just not tonight. Update 2. I cried most of my bitter ones a bit last night on my mom's shoulder. She was right, I don't miss him but the version of him I thought he was. And so I choose to look forward. Mom and I stayed up and read comments together. She's not a Reddit gal but loved all your messages and says she's happy to be the Reddit mom. Lol, mom made breakfast this morning and we were eating when there was knock at the door. My mom held a hand up to halt me and got up herself to go to the door and ask who it was. Then I heard her say, you have 15 seconds to leave or you're going to be made to leave. I got up to see mom shouting though the still locked door peeking through my peephole. There was someone on the other side talking back to her but she just kept steadily counting down. By the time she got to 6, she had put her shoes on and was holding my broom. I'm not stupid, I knew it was him even then, but then my phone went off and I didn't reply. It was him again. He left flowers and an apology card, along with a stuffed owl bear. Mom asked me if I wanted to read the card and I said I did. It basically was a long-winded apology admitting he was being an ass but work has him stressed and he underappreciated in general, and it all came out in a nasty way. He's so sorry. He should have given me space and respected me more, and he will never do it again. He didn't sleep last night feeling so much regret over what he did and will do better. To please call. That he misses me and Mets not throw away 2 good years of foundation away over a stupid fight. I handed it to my mother, who read it, snorting and chuckling yeah I bet to herself, and then stood up and went to the kitchen, returning with a trash bag and my cell phone. What's the play, coach? She asked, and just to freak her out I took the phone and pretend to call the pizza shop. Yes, Domino's. We need a pizza. Yes, I'm breaking up with my ex and we need to toss his shit out. All that to say it's now evening. The sun is lower and my neighbors are watching my house as I am in my parents' pool in their backyard drinking margaritas with my sister and brother. Mom tells the story to all of them over and over. I had texts, Ted him. Chris, we are done. All of the things you left at my place are in garbage bags on the porch. The neighbors have their camera pointed at the house, so please just take your stuff and go. Don't knock. I am not in. If it's all there on Monday, it goes with the rest of the garbage to the curb. He replied asking if not home, where was I? But I won't be giving energy to this. I will spend the weekend with my family and I feel so lucky to have them. I've decided that I will go for another book. Those asking for links to this book already out, sorry, but when Mom and I read the comments she said don't you dare put your name out there. They all seem lovely, but you don't know what others will do, and I feel like if I did, it would be like opening the door to Chris like I did last night. You were right, that was dangerous. But if you are looking to do something nice, I would be absolutely overjoyed if you did one or both of 2 things. 1. Love yourself and truly know you deserve love and nothing less, and 2. Buy books from a locally owned bookstore / buy art from the artist / commission an art pace, etc. The art world is wonderful but also a struggle, and many aren't as lucky as I am to have a strong support system. So support yourself and your local artist. Thank you all. Another edit, sorry there were a lot of same questions in the comments. 1. Yes, we were an interracial couple. I am black / indigenous / Middle Eastern. And he is Irish and French decent. 2. No, I do not want children. The moment I am eligible I will be getting that baby store shut down medically. I would adopt possibly someday, but I would not and should not be pregnant. 3. Chris and I were friends before we started dating, so I thought I knew him and his family well. 4. Mom has always been cordial with him even if she didn't care for him. She did the whole mama thing of hugging him, feeding him, etc. 5. Yes, Mom will adopt you. She says she sends her heart to you and every hug you deserve and more. 6. D. Ad didn't come over because, and I quote, you wouldn't have wanted me in a space that boy would also be in given what happened, so he stayed the course of his trip he was on. 7. I intend to be an author whether it be full-time or part-time. Oddly enough my book sales are skyrocketing a lot online.